They used to take 2 days to reach to the
Oh
main
my
hospitals,
God.
and some of them died on the spot. So yeah, they don't work for us, we work
Work for
with
them.
them
Yeah.
together. In fact, what I say is it's a learning curve in all the projects that we do. It's together, we work hand in hand with them, and there is a trust the government has on us
Yes.
with the experience, with the delivery that we have done. For us, the work, I take it not as a transaction but as a commitment that we have to deliver on a long term basis. Any of the large infra projects that we do, be it in Africa, be it in Gulf, be it in the remotest parts of the world and the country of ours, we make sure the local population is well taken care, population and the
Yeah.
communities there, and they learn from with us. So we work with them, they don't work for us. So that's the
Yeah.
thought.
The true measure of leadership is not what you build today, but what continues to work even after you're gone. Hello, everyone. This is your host, Shifta Khan, and you're watching another episode of Storymakers. Now, let me tell you something very interesting today. Some leaders build organization, while some build industries, and very few think in generation. And my guest for today is exactly doing that. Please put your hands together for Mr. Banish Dhar. Well, he's a principal advisor to the chairman of the Shapoorji Pallonji Group, one of India's most respected legacy businesses groups. He believes that profit and purpose are not just opposite, they're just on different timelines. So without further ado, let's welcome him on board today. Hello, Mr. Banish.
Very well. How are you?
I am good. Please brief us a little about your journey.
Journey, I would like to sum up. It's been beautiful. God's been really kind, and I come from a place. I'm sure you all know JNK, Jammu and Kashmir.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
so my schooling and initial schooling has been happened in JNK, and then uh, family was into civil services.
Okay.
So the entire thought process of having the policy and a large implications of impact, social impact, stems from the fact that we have been a family of civil servants from generations, and then the rest of the my education has been in Mumbai and
Mm-hmm.
abroad. So here we are, and dangling a lot of roles, and we're here to talk about other current funds. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, that was an interesting journey for you. Also, coming from a background where people are mostly into, working for socials, putting their foot forward and, adding some value, some core values in the society. So, Mr. Banish, when people are working in some industry or some organization or
Right.
some firm, they largely believe in numbers.
Right.
Now, keeping numbers in mind and also keeping a societal impact in mind, they don't go hand in hand together, is what we believe. How are you scaling this and keeping everything on track, most importantly?
It's a very general impression that the numbers and the social transformation are actually opposite to each other, or
Yeah.
it's they don't go in the same box.
Is
But
it
it's
is my statement right or not?
no, it's not correct.
It's
So,
not.
so I'm so afraid to tell you that, but this is not correct.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
please conduct me
Yes,
wrong.
it's a general misconception. In fact, the social transformation and your business work go ethics go hand in hand, because your human development across with the capitalist work that we do across sectors, it's in sync with each other. I always say, social transformation impacts and helps the businesses while they grow ahead. So if you have a larger robust society who are well taken care, you have a good outcome where your human capital is at its best performing. So it is in sync with each other,
Yeah.
and it's an obligation for us as large business houses,
Yeah.
like to have business with a purpose.
Correct.
So work with a human touch and lead with grace and compassion.
Wonderful.
So there has to be more in life rather than only work and
True.
balance sheets
True.
and
True.
numbers.
True.
So real purpose of living, while you are maintaining the balance of your businesses and your all parameters,
Right.
do the right thing for the people and for the next generations to come.
Well, Wonderfully said. My first question to you after this would be, how are you doing the right thing? And second
Right.
is, when you're working in some organization, like I mentioned earlier, there are some challenges faced by the person solely keeping this, strategy in mind, and somebody who's thinking this way.
Right.
So again, how are you doing this? Who's at the back of you, helping you, keeping in, good state of mind when you both are working together?
It's a very important question that you asked. Firstly, let me tell you that it really hits the right buttons, and I will be really happy that people understand this, the
Yeah.
depth of it. Firstly, I'm blessed to work with a company which is Shapoorji Pallonji Group. It's a 160-year-old company.
Yeah.
We are builders of modern India. We have developed years and years of social transformation along with iconic structures for this country,
Hmm.
and with us powering ahead in the next uh, set of generations, we are across the world right now.
Correct.
So your question of the social transformation, how we are achieving this.
Yes.
So when we talk about infrastructure development, the infrastructure development, it goes hand in hand with human development
True.
and social development in this. These are can be spoken in the same breath. While we construct in a landlocked country a bridge which connecting them to the rest of the world, we are giving them a transformational opportunity where they can have their necessities being taken care,
Right.
their educations, their health care, their sanitations. So all our projects, like I can very proudly and very happily say that any of the large infra projects that we do, be it in Africa, be it in Gulf, be it in the remotest parts of the world and the country of ours, we make sure the local population is well taken care. We create skilling centers because some of these works are in the remotest parts, practically where there are no electricity, no
True. True.
connectivity, and impossible terrains and the local population there is just very cut off from the rest
100%.
of the world. So we make sure they're to the best of our abilities. Yeah,
Right.
so you can't do enough
Right.
eventually because
Right.
we believe whatever you do is not enough,
Correct.
but we make sure you have a local education centers created for
Hmm.
them, for their children's, local medical centers and aid centers. Some of the works in Africa, that remotest parts and the most conflict zones in Africa, we make sure they're given the local employment of
Right.
this.
The basic needs
And when they
are
are very
fulfilled.
in the civil conflicts on the local level, we train them, we get them back into the mainstream.
Oh,
We
yeah.
make sure the local hospitals are created for them from our side,
Right.
and we take care of the sanitation and the medical facilities, like I said. So it really, really transforms them locally. So
True.
while we continue to work, we learn from each other. We learn from the indigenous population and the
Yeah.
communities there, and they learn from with us. So we work with them, they don't work for us. So that's the
Yeah.
thought.
That's a beautiful circular chain, I would rather say. But all what you have said, working for society, helping them, going hand in hand with them, they all sound very nice. And we have all read in like science and, EST books. But I would want you to please state some examples of what the work you have done. So my viewers who are watching, they're able to connect with you, they're able to relate, and everything, the picture comes to life.
Rightly, that you're again on the absolute right track. Like I'll just give a very small example of Chenab Bridge that our Honorable Prime Minister inaugurated. It connected J&K to the rest of the India, and
That's a history.
it's the most highest single arch bridge in the world. The bridge is double the size of Eiffel Tower, and with the bridge, it really what it does for a people, it's an infrastructure, but we see a social transformation
Yeah.
for the world. You can see like it's a bridge which is crossing,
Mhm.
but we see a bridge to a human connectivity. So that part of the world which is absolutely cut off from the world with the unfortunate terrorism, and the societies are cut off from the mainstream of India.
Yeah.
And with when Honorable Prime Minister decided that this has to be built and we need to get them in the mainstream, and we took up the challenge with best of our ability. And do you see the social transformation at the local level of women when they got like empowered in the cooperative sectors, they started working, they started trading, the
Yeah.
bridge connected them to the railway, to the rest of the India, the producers were being sent. So it created an entire ecosystem of business,
Yeah.
self-reliance. confidence,
Correct.
and connected them to the best medical facilities within few hours to reach. It was a bad place. I won't say a bad place, a difficult terrain to manage. They had no place if somebody used to fall ill or had serious medical situations. They used to take 2 days to reach to the
Oh
main
my
hospitals,
God.
and some of them died on the spot. So yeah, so it looks like a concrete bridge. We see it in a very different light
Yes, I get
because
it.
we see it from our own eyes, a transformation, what how it's impacting the people.
I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah,
100%.
and we have seen stories of elderly people, elderly grand ladies speaking so highly about this change in this context of our Chenab Bridge.
Yeah.
So likewise, it's across the board. We make sure we take social transformation at the heart of our infrastructure development.
So basically, I'll tell you something, and you would rightly, agree with me on this. When some transformation happens in any tier one, tier two cities, people of local areas they get scared.
Right,
Yeah, they feel like they'll get shattered. उनके घर उनसे छीन लिए जाएंगे, and a drastic change will happen in their life. उनकी जिंदगी पहले जैसी नहीं रहेगी.
right,
But the examples that you are stating to me right now is completely opposite of what we have seen earlier in our lives,
right.
like how the transformation has taken place. Tier 1 cities mein ye sara hona is, it is still possible. You're going back to the local place, getting this transformation done, bringing their life to life.
Right. People have this again misconception that it
It's gonna
uproots
disrupt.
them, it
Yeah,
disrupts their
disrupt.
life.
Yeah.
But like I said before, we work with the people,
And for the
indigenous people.
people.
They don't work for us. We work
Work for
with them
them. Yeah.
together. We work hand in hand. We ask them also to teach how you do your
Oh
business,
really?
how you conduct your stuff, to give them a respect
Yeah.
that we really value your way of doing things. Please teach us also, and then take them along together. So some of the remotest areas of Africa, like I'm again repeating, where it's impossible to work, we have been there since 15 years, 10 years, developing either water sanitation facilities, either drinking water supplies, either these road connectivities, the corridors, the railway lines,
Yeah.
which is basically working with them and for their benefit eventually. Once they have the trust on you,
Yeah. It becomes
they
easy.
will open their hearts and their minds. It
Correct.
all boils down to the actions on ground.
100%.
Talks are easy, actions are difficult.
Correct.
But again, rooted in the philosophy, our group, Shapoorji Pallonji, our chairman, leads with complete compassion and grace. So the philosophy is rooted. You have to take people along, and not
Then move forward.
and together we can achieve so much.
Correct.
Single solo we can achieve very little.
So, Banish, is government helping you in any way for good?
What people think as the government and the governance as a blockade to our
Correct.
things. No, but they have been a enabler, they have been a catalyst, and they have been the push for
Yeah.
us to perform. The current government, central government, and a lot of state governments also, there is a paradigm shift that infrastructure development is a necessity and the need of the hour, be it in India and also rest of the parts of the globe where we are working in. They have the right pulse on the infrastructure development. So the government is not a hindrance. In fact, it's a collaborative effort. I'll give all credit to our prime minister when in the Indian context I'm talking.
Yeah.
His mindset, like he speaks on Viksit Bharat, and he puts infrastructure development
Yeah.
and Viksit as one of the key parameters to achieve, to be
Correct.
really called as a Viksit Bharat. And his push has been incredible, be it connectivity through metros, be it connectivity through the waterways, be it
Roadways.
hospitals,
Yeah.
medical care, and incredible transformations for the societies. Like he, like we are really really blessed to have him.
Yeah. So, I'm sure while working with the government on ground level, is it not difficult because your core belief could differentiate from what they are expecting you to work on ground for the people?
Healthy differences
Healthy.
uh, help us and the government to achieve better productivity. In fact, what I say is it's a learning curve in all the projects that we do. It's together. We work hand in hand with them.
Yeah.
In fact, where all the differences are well sorted, primarily the major levels, well before we begin the project, because the whole vision document is a collaborative effort
100%.
where we are happy and we are fortunate also that government is far ahead of the thinking than us. They put us on our edge and push us to perform better.
I can imagine
Yeah,
already.
yeah. So it's a healthy set of ideas and opinions which shape the final outcome. And eventually we walk together and we do it together with absolute collaborative support.
Yeah.
So I don't see any hindrance. There is the opinion and there are opinions, but there is finally decision.
Yeah.
And we believe that we have to walk together to achieve a quick success and a success with the best outcome of quality, standardization,
Yeah.
and for that we are really working towards with the government.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear because we are all working towards and for the people.
Right.
So if it is happening for good, then why not?
Because our end goal remains the same.
It remains the
The
same. Yeah.
government is so concerned about the citizens of its country. They push us to also look on those factors that this the timelines what they set, the milestones that they set, they really get bring the best of out of us. So I really feel that push from the government is a good thing.
Yeah.
And if they have their opinions, that really helps us also. And most of the time that we have also offered our opinions, that's been well taken
Yeah.
in account. They feel the end goal is the same. So, and with us, we've been 160 years in business. We have created major landmarks in our country. And there is a trust the government has on us
Yes.
with the experience, with the delivery that we've done, and and with the projects we've executed, the most extreme engineering infrastructure across the globe. So your name speaks for itself.
Yeah.
So they will never have, they would rather, when they have opinions, but they will never have the intent, doubt on the intent.
Correct, correct. At the grassroots level, I feel government is only looking for somebody who has done something good in the past,
Right.
and they're ready to take a score on you guys and
Right.
be like, "Ki, this is the project, now take care of it."
Yeah, so like you're saying, and I can example so many projects of Africa we are doing for the Indian government.
Oh.
Indian governments are sponsoring and funding the projects, be it railway lines, be it their united parliaments, be it their dams, be it their corridors, be it their bridges. So Indian government, because it's a responsibility of developed and developing nations to help the underdeveloped nations. So
True.
we come as the representatives of the Indian government, and they ask us to execute with the faith that they have on us all these years and decades that we have performed. They make sure that they select the right company to deliver it, and they have complete faith, I would say. And in that sense, we have earned the trust of the people of the country, the government of the country.
Wonderfully said. Now, when I'm visualizing things, there's a picture or a portrait in front of me. Here's the government of India. Here are these people, society, societal needs, everyone in one picture working towards each other and, for good. So I'm very loving the idea and the
Yeah,
fact
we are in
that,
arms. It's like it's a collaborative effort.
yes,
And trust me, the mindset, the paradigm shift that has happened in the recent government, with the recent government here, it's been 11 years plus. It's been incredible.
what's the shift are you talking about?
I'm saying from the standpoint like how you have the sustainable infrastructure.
Oh, yes.
It's the need of the hour.
In need of the hour.
Eco green infrastructure, holistically taking
Correct.
care of the local communities, their entire ecosystem. The what was a hindrance before in the previous governments of that environment clearances, now they are working to find a solution together.
Yes.
Not in conflict, but in collaboration.
In collaboration, 100%. You, Mr. Banish, you are known for simplifying complex issues and asking some very difficult questions to the leaders. Is it true? And why are you doing this?
It's the role that the chairman has entrusted with me. Uh, I take care of the strategic affairs to finding clarity in noise is the role that I'm supposed to
Yeah,
play.
that's one.
Yes, the complexity that you're asking, yes, we when we have overload of information, that clarity is the power. So you have
Yeah.
to find the final reality, so final strategic output, and be objective in your operations and the way you conduct yourselves. So yeah, what looks like a complex jargon, you break it to your small unit matrices and then work towards a final solution. So yes, it's a role that I have
By
in my
choice.
by choice, and I love it.
Okay.
So a strategic thinker,
Yeah.
a problem solving is a uncanny hobby that I had since my childhood. So it says intentionally, unintentionally, I'm at the right place at the right role.
Oh, wonderful. And why are you asking some uncomfortable questions to the leaders out there and making them uncomfortable?
I would not say uncomfortable. I ask them questions which none ask, which the
Yeah.
context settings is very important. The view have the anticipations of future things in our any decision that we make, and what impact it has on the short term, mid term, and the long term. But when we talk about a company which is 160-year old, we have to make sure it's a responsibility for us that it goes once, it powers ahead for next 160 years. So all our decisions are rooted with a vision that what impact it has happening. We have to have a 360-degree view, and in that some uncomfortable or an opinions which have not been discussed, because for us the work, I take it not as a transaction but as a commitment that we have to deliver on a long term basis. So yeah, while our projects somehow sometimes people involved tend to look it as a transactional project and get done with it, but we have to look it from the angles not thought about, and it really helps because you can evade crisis, you can evade complications in the later on. So while you're taking care, having compliance and governance and productivity together, it really helps you. They're all engines of growth and rather than stumbling blocks.
Now, how is it different? Working in India and then working in other 65 countries. Is it like easy to work in India due to the landscape, the texture this country provides,
Each geography comes up with their certain
pros and cons?
unique features of it. When you say easy or difficult, that will be a very generic term to speak about it. Every country, every continent comes in with its complexities.
Correct.
While we take happily then things on the stride, of course, developed countries like in Gulf, they have achieved a higher standardization. African countries where still the major facilities and major amenities have not reached them, basic ones, most. So it gets difficult on the projects in Africa, and here in, like you say, Gulf GCC, we have
Yes,
worked in
yes.
more than 11 countries in Gulf. So every continent brings, every country brings us their own flavor, their own complicities, their own chaos.
Their own cures.
And India, I feel like, has achieved a great global shift in their thought process, at least from the infrastructure development and
Yeah.
standpoint. That I can really truly say that, because everybody, be it civil servants, be it engineers from the government, be it the policy makers, be it the consultants, all have a mindset of efficiency now,
Correct.
which is great. Which is, we are in an era that timelines are very important right now. The efficiency is spoken in boardrooms as well as on grounds, which is really great, the
And
government's
seriously
mindset.
taken care of.
And made sure there is accountability, there is incentives for delivering projects before time, there is recognitions of difficult projects being executed and applauded. So it's really getting the center stage that it deserves, the infrastructure development.
Beautiful. Actually, the little Shefta is so happy to hear all of this. While I was in like class 7th and 8th, I used to read in my EVS books saying this is a developing country.
Right.
India is a developing country, and to become a developed nation, it will take another 40, 50 years.
Yes.
We used to hear all of this back then before. Now, when I'm hearing all this, moving forward towards, fastly moving forwards towards a developed nation, also helping other nations,
Right.
is so nice to hear.
He, see, the country which uh, we were little slow and sluggish in our mindset before
Yeah.
has changed in the last decade. The projects which people have not thought that will actually start, they've actually been delivered. Be it the highest motorable tunnel in the world, which is Atal Tunnel, be it
Correct.
the highest bridge, Chenab, uh, highest single arch bridge in the world, which is the Chenab Bridge, railway bridge, be it the largest and the biggest auditorium in the world, which is Bharat Mandapam.
Right.
And we have delivered it. We have delivered it because with in line with our Prime Minister's vision that nothing is impossible.
All thanks to you guys with the government for putting all those vision on paper, not on paper, on ground and working
From paper to
to
ground,
ground. Yeah.
and and with and we finish our job and we move on to the next. So
While keeping societal people in mind,
in
helping
mind,
them
it's a
moving forward with
sustainable
the.
development that we take
Yes.
holistically, and it comes really naturally to us. And when you think about your country and your nation first, everything falls around that. When you take pride in your country,
Correct.
so all things which can be done, you will do that to the best of your ability.
Yeah, I think it's not another work for you guys. It's just a core belief that's already inherited by your parents from the people or the background you're coming
See, the
from, and
promoters, our chairman, it comes from a generationals of infrastructure development.
correct.
So it's 160 years. You talk about
It's a lot.
pre-independence. You talk about this is not even 75 years of our
Oh
independence.
yes.
So you can see like how much and how many years we endure. Our tagline is built to last, and we are not only lasting, we are thriving.
Thriving.
Yes.
Yes. Beautiful. Moving on, because this can go on and on. All right. So, Banish, social impact is often treated as a CSR activity. Something separates from the core business. Can you share an example where investing in people like education, inclusion, or maybe a development actually strengthened long term businesses' performances?
Investing in the human capital gives the best returns.
Who would have thought about this?
Trust me when I say that. You have, if your line of in your line of work, if you are investing, if I speak holistically, investing in the human capital will make sure your the people who are available for you on your task and on your projects, on your endeavors, they are mentally, physically, medically at the best of their
Correct.
times.
I get it.
And that not only is an obligation, it's a responsibility. It's an enabler of growth. It's an enabler of uh, creating a society which is not only focused on work but on a higher purpose of uplifting lives, transforming communities, and it's very good for the business. Like the capital, human capital that you're investing in, that will give you rich dividends in return because they are working with you and they are in the best of their shapes in all aspects of their lives. So your efficiency, your productivity, your whole impact changes.
Also, keeping in mind that the basic necessity is fulfilled.
Right.
Not just on payment terms, their family is secure, the medical aid is secure,
Yeah.
the education, the children, they're all leveled up so well. They are eager to work for you more than their working hours.
It's a sense of pride that they feel that their lives have a meaning. That is a very important thing. It's a purposeful living, and we are just very small contributors to it. We bring along at least 45,000 people workforce together, and out of which are directly employed, and indirectly we have at least 2.5-3 lakh people working on our projects day in and day out basis. They all are one family. We treat them as working with them together, like
Yeah.
I said, and though nobody feels that they are not getting what the commitments are. That's how the group has
Correct.
lasted
Of
160
course.
years.
Of course. Of course.
So your core principles have to be very, very solid
And
to,
non-negotiable.
and they are non-negotiable, absolutely.
Banish, where do you see India moving towards in next 25 years?
India is at the cusp of growth which is going to be
Yeah.
unprecedented, be it in tech, be it in AI, be it in infrastructure, be it in complex engineering. We have a workforce which is well ready, well equipped, most hardworking. This, I feel, the quarter century that you're asking,
Yeah.
it's India's century. It's India's era now. By 2024-7, you see a different India altogether. Like it's not a slogan what Prime Minister says. It's a deep philosophy and belief that India is going to be at the pinnacle of world's as a growth engine, uplifting the world together.
Uplifting the world together. Now we don't have to just sit and watch India moving towards a developed nation. We all have to work. We all
Yes.
have to put our first foot forward and do something for the society to get good
Yeah,
returns.
there is a sense of pride amongst Indians now. This is a recent change of last decade. That people are very proud of their
Yeah,
country.
people love calling themselves as
Yeah,
Indian.
they're not no longer timid and very circumspect when they travel abroad. They feel very proud.
We have all seen it through independence, and now we are just eagerly waiting India to, move forward in a brighter way, taking all their people together from tier 4 to tier 1 cities, and we are just ready to score high. And lastly, I don't want to leave this conversation right here, but we are just off with time, Banish. So jate jate, you want to say something to our viewers who are watching and they are just smiling with pride. Yes, there's a sense of security
Yes,
while they're watching this video, this podcast, that yes, India is like in a safer hands.
I would say to all of them who are watching this, believe in India, invest in India. That will give you the best returns possible.
Wonderfully said. Thank you so much.
Thank you
It
so
was a
much.
lovely conversation with
Likewise,
you.
pleasure.
I wish I had a part two to do this, but we'll definitely be doing this off camera. And I'll see you until next time. This was your host, Shevta Khan, and you're watching Story Makers. Signing off.